Hopefully these things are working. Okay, I found this camera in the house. Hopefully it works. So today I'm gonna cut my hair while reading some Bible verses. Let's go. Man, I really need a fresh cut. I'm gonna cut the beard first. So I restarted the New Testament. I'm currently in Matthew 6. It's the beginning of the Sermon of the Mount, and a couple of cool things happened here. So something that I really liked was in Matthew 2, verses 3 and verses 16. When there is Herod, King Herod, that cared about the birth of Jesus, right? And so he commanded to kill all the kids. This made me think, so wow, he's a very bad person, right? But actually, I really thought that most of us act with this kind of jealousy or power or control, right, over people. It reminds me of sometimes when I acted like him, of course. So even you think that it's easy to judge other people, but sometimes we made the very mistakes that we think, oh, this is impossible. Just the same mistake, like in another sauce. If this makes sense. Then, a couple of chapters after that, in the 4th chapter, verse 22 said, "And they immediately left the sheep and their father and followed him." It made me think, why also their father, right? And I kind of thought that sometimes we, of course, in order to follow Jesus, we have to leave our sheep, right? Maybe what we are doing and stuff. But their father, actually stood out to me because was something like you also maybe what you learned since you were a kid in your family. What you thought was right sometimes is not. Like Jesus expects more from you. So this really made me think that sometimes, even though I'm thinking to do the right things, sometimes I'm not. Then in chapter 5, Jesus started the Sermon on the Mount, and it was very cool. Couple of things that really stood out to me this time were verse 15 and 16. It said, "Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. May your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify the Father which is in heaven." It stood out to me this because I was passing a very hard situation. I was feeling like that my light were under what's his face, big bush. But for real, after analyzing what I was doing wrong, I feel that that light was still there. I was just putting it under the bushel or whatever. So it made me think that being happy is a choice and that we can share it. And actually, the subsequent verses said, to light the house so the man may see your good works and glorify the Father which is in heaven. So really, actually, right after I choose to be happy, and no matter the situation, after analyzing what I was doing wrong, actually people around me start to see me happy and with this kind of light, right? But this was a choice that I made in the first place. Okay, the cut is going okay, I believe. Another verse that I want to share is in Matthew 5, verse 44 and 45. It said, "But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use of you that persecute you, that ye may be the children of our Father which is in heaven, for he maketh his sun to rise up to evil and on good, and sendeth rain to the just and to the unjust." Many things many times I actually kind of like justice, and when someone doesn't do things right, I say, you know what, why I have to give you a favor when you didn't. This thing of the sun, I already read it in the past, but this time actually I like it more. I don't know why, I just it just made me think that sometimes how merciful God was with me, and sometimes for the same kind of mistake I'm not that patient with other people. Though there is a phrase that I read. It says something like, "Why you have to judge someone that is What do you say when you're dying under the water? Drone. Okay, I was thinking sinking, but I'm thinking sinking is maybe for object. Anyway, this quote was something like, "Why you have to judge someone that is drawing under 5 meters of waters when you are drawing in 2 meters of water," or something like that. And actually, I don't know why or how, but in my mind, in my head, like perfectly connect with this thing of the sign, because like sometimes I'm tempted to think like, okay, I'm not doing that type of mistake, or I'm not doing that mistake in that degree of badness, so I'm better of this person. But how merciful was God with me while I was doing crap, and even when I was doing stupid thing, God blessed me so much. I think the sun and the rain is like a parable of seeing like His hand in our life. So yeah, I'm very grateful. One last verse that I wanted to share is verse 30. Wherefore, if God so clothed the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into heaven, shall He not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? It made me think about my faith. Because actually I think I'm a very faithful person, but I was lately so concerned about, material things and life, and less focus on glorify His kingdom, right? So this made me think that like if we really do our best to stay good, to feel His presence, His spirit with us, then we don't have to fear for the future or for anything. This is like a proof of our faith. Okay, we need material things in our life, in this life, right? But I also had many testimonies where that like testified of the thing that God is conscious of our situation and circumstances, right? For example, there was a moment a couple of years ago that I wanted a chain, for example, and lately, like 6 months ago, that I needed to buy some elegant shoes. In both situations, like I was passing sometimes my days finding, I don't know, a brand or something, especially for the shoes, because like I needed them, right? In both situations, like I kind of noticed that I was spending too much time with this thing in my mind or in my phone. So just say, you know what, I stopped. And like a couple of days after that, in both situations, like I had those for free. So that was very funny and interesting. And I also think that this principle can apply in a emotional way. 3 weeks ago already, I was facing one of the hardest emotional moments in years. I was so confused about what to do, and I was going to take like a very strong decision because I was so stressed, but I was still praying to make sure that I was doing the right choice, and I was still feel confused. So I didn't want to make a choice that wasn't like inspired, because it was a very important one. So I just waited still, and what happened was a miracle, right? A miracle, because like literally 2 days or 3 days after that I chose to wait, all my stress, all my doubt, all that hard situation that was like an upscaling of things for months, almost 6 months, boom, in 3 days, bam. When I just choose to have faith and like don't make a strong decision that wasn't inspired and I wasn't like 100% sure of the thing, bam, problem solved. And now I'm very, very confident and faithful about the issue, the topic. So yeah, the master, this is the cut, by the way. I don't know, probably this thing is gonna fall. So this is the cut. This is the cool camera that I found. It was from my father, probably. So yeah, stay fresh and follow Jesus. See ya. Crazy thing, actually wanna try a fade. I have a tutorial here. Let's see what will happen. This time the fade isn't great. but it's okay. So now I can say stay fresh and follow this. Bye.